Dancing's so much easier when you have a rolly chair. For real, my girlfriend might actually want to dance with me if I had this rolly chair out and they were my feet. But she would roll these shoulders in though. I just let them go because I was doing a money dance. It's been a good week, David. I should just scat this around. We've had some legalization as well. Cheers, yeah, hook 'em.
Legalization. Cheers, my coffee. It's pretty early here over on the West Coast.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
So
it's a pretty big day here for you too, but
it's a big week. This is a big week.
Big week.
We got a lot of announcements. I haven't even written this article yet, but I'm looking forward to writing it. And that is the article about DraftKings. Well, DraftKings article is out, but what's the other provider that is slipping my name?
FanDuel.
FanDuel getting bought by Patty Fair. But but a larger Irish online gambling company. But essentially, what's lining up is the online daily sports providers seem to be looking into the sportsbook industry, and they seem to already have some ties with legislation. DraftKings came out and even said we were preparing for this as early as last year because we knew this decision was coming. I thought all of that was really, really interesting when I was looking at this stuff, because that really is, it's a sign that this is coming quicker than people realize. It's going to be a state by state thing, but honestly, we already have some very loose legislation in a variety of states. You really should read up on your states. We should do a piece on how online gambling works within your state. But it is legal, pretty much everywhere right now, or at least very loosely enforced. And I think that we're going to see legalization and taxation faster than a lot of other products like marijuana, for instance.
That's right. Yeah, if you were already trying to gamble, you can gamble if you want to. Nobody was getting prevented from depositing on their favorite sports book. But I just think it's going to be more widely accepted. Look at that fucking scarf you got on.
There you go.
Who's that man on your scarf?
This guy. Let's see if I can get him a close up. Can you see this?
Oh, I can see that, dude.
This is a god amongst men. Actually, he would call himself a normal one. That's what's so awesome about him. His name is Jurgen Klopp. You would love him. Everyone loves Jurgen Klopp.
I feel like I've seen some GIFs
with
him celebrating. He seems like a very enthusiastic guy.
But charisma. The charisma is what will make you fall in love with him. I mean, if there was ever a man crush after Fernando Torres, it would be this man. There's a Fernando Torres scarf over there I can go get later for you. But yes.
I don't know who that is. See, we wanted to talk a little bit about gambling legalization, but I think Tom's is just a little too excited about what's going on today. Can you explain a little bit to us Americans who are more football, basketball centric, what exactly is going on here today?
The Champions League Final is the largest club football match in the world, bar none. Are you familiar with the Champions League, David?
I know that there is this league where it seems that teams from different leagues come together and they play against one another. And they compete for a greater prize, almost as if like there was an NBA in Brazil and there was an NBA in France and there was an NBA in Mexico, and they all played against the NBA Finals champion.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool, but the competition level wouldn't really work for basketball. So I guess it works for.
It's a versatile depth league, right? So it's got. I mean, that's the thing that makes the World Cup so special is you always get some Cinderella in there. I think I have some ridiculous pick like Panama to advance. I can't wait to watch that one play out. I need to see exactly what I placed my wager on a few months ago. But the beautiful thing about world football is that there is quite a depth of players. And so because of that, there are players sprinkled around the world that can play really well. And they play for different clubs. that are owned by very, very rich owners, and that makes them very, very rich players. But the top four in England, for instance, the top four in Spain, top four in Italy, they all advance to a league where they play each other in a large knockout round to get into this essentially, well, they play in a group stage, just like the World Cup, but it's 2 legs. It's home and home. And then they play in a knockout stage, which in the World Cup is just 1 game. But in club football, it's 2 legs because of home is a major advantage. And then you get to this last and final game, and it's on remote turf. It's unlike any other game. It's played just like the World Cup, and it's 1 game elimination. It can go to penalties. It's the most dramatic thing you can possibly imagine, and it's a very big deal. They wear special patches for it. For instance, this one shows you how many times you've won this particular cup, which is 5 times. So Liverpool's won this thing 5 times. This is the first time they've been back since 2005, which is a legendary game for anyone who roots for the team. They were down 3-0 at halftime and came all the way back and won in penalties against a very, 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 very good team in that game in AC Milan. So it can be a very dramatic affair, and that's one of the reasons I wrote about the article. It's one of the reasons I think that today's game will be so special. It's got everything you would want, because there's so much pageantry getting here. It's the final stage. Every league is done right now. This is the only game, other than like Brazil and some other leagues, but the larger leagues are done. This is the only game left before the World Cup here in a couple weeks, so everyone's watching this game today, and everyone who's anyone for both of these clubs will be there.
So who should we be watching? Who are the best players on each squad today? Who, as a non-football fan, who should I be watching specifically on either squad?
There are a lot of players that you will enjoy in this one. Cristiano Ronaldo plays for Real Madrid. Gareth Bale. yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo is a consistent Ballon d'Or winner. He's right up there with Messi. Had a tremendous season with Real Madrid again this year. Gareth Bale, who's suggested to potentially be headed out this summer from Real Madrid. I'm not sure if he'll be starting today, but that's someone you should definitely be watching. Karim Benzema, the striker from France, is certain to play a role today for Real Madrid. Sergio Ramos is a guy you should be watching in defense. Isco is a Spanish central forward who is tremendous on the ball. Not sure if he'll be coming off the bench, but he's certainly a force. And Real Madrid are just full of attacking options. They're also quite good defensively. Keylor Navas is a hell of a goaltender too. You probably remember that name from the Costa Ricans' run in the last World Cup. He's their netminder and has been Real Madrid's netminder ever since that World Cup bid. They bought him after that. And so,
how about on your squad?
Liverpool are in an interesting spot here, to be honest. We have some injuries to the midfield that leave us a little bit light. It's going to leave Jordan Henderson with a very, very big role today. That's our captain. You may not see him score any goals, but he's going to be vital in stopping some of the Real Madrid counterattacks because he's going to have to play box-to-box today. That means that he's going to have to get up and support the attackers in counterattacking and also get back to defend the guys like Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale who have a lot of pace. But really what you hear about Liverpool is in the attack. Mohamed Salah is the best player in world football right now. And I don't think anyone can argue that. He just set the goal scoring record in the Premier League and did it in a style from the wing that doesn't typically happen. It's traditionally a striker's record. And Salah has just been dynamic for Liverpool in getting here. Also dynamic in getting Egypt through to the World Cup, which is going to be astounding to watch. I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be very fun. Roberto Firmino is a guy you should watch in central forward. He's a guy who has to play well today to unlock the other guy to watch, which is Sadio Mane on the left wing. He's a tremendous pace player, but doesn't finish as well around the net. So we're hoping for him to score a goal today as well. In the backside, you've got Virgil van Dijk, the most expensive central back in the history of the world, at 75 million pounds. He's been very good for Liverpool. They've been all over the clean sheets, and Loris Karius in net has been good as well. But the game hinges on Dejan Lovren. This central back is very hot and cold. He's my Chris Paul of sorts. He's Jekyll and Hyde, but more than often he's Hyde. He's an absolute asshat. And he causes a lot of problems in the back, and if he causes problems today, that could be a major problem for Liverpool, given the gravity of the game. I'm going to pull up some statistics here just for the users from the site, and you can see some policies here about accepting cookies. Welcome to the new era, guys. Liverpool, Real Madrid, the average goal scored for Liverpool, 3.33. Total goals scored for the tournament, 40. Real Madrid, 30. Total goals scored, 2.5 average for the tournament. Goals against for Liverpool, 13. Real Madrid, 15. Leaves an average conceded of 1.25 for Real Madrid and 1.08 for Liverpool. Goal difference is quite substantial, with Liverpool leading 27-15. That's all some big data for our users here. I think that this will be a very interesting tournament for everyone to see.
So I'm looking at the Bet Online line for this game, and it gives you the odds for them to lift the trophy, which I'm assuming just means win this game. Why do you think Real Madrid then, since they have the worst goal differential, is a favorite at minus 150?
One guy.
One guy named Ronaldo?
Yeah, I'd imagine that gets some bets, but they've also won a couple of titles here in a row.
So really, how many in a row?
I believe it's 2.
Really, they've won the last 2? Yeah. I think I heard that also.
Yeah.
But what do you... I know it's going to be difficult for you to give an unbiased pick. I think you already wrote an article about it on the site.
Yeah.
What do you think the best bet out there for somebody like me who wants to put a little money down and make it a little more interesting is? Is it Liverpool plus 130? That seems pretty good if it's an evenly matched game.
Yeah, it is.
Do it.
Yeah. We've won it 5 times.
You're due for a 6th.
It's simple. We've won it 5 times. That's a song.
I think before we move on, I think we got to hear some sort of like Liverpool chant or something. I got to know what to like.
We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. There you go.
Very nice. All right. I'm going to replay that, play it back, learn it.
It gets even better.
Yeah. I'm going to be yelling it while...
Bob Paisley and Bill Shakley, the fields of Anfield Road. We have low supporters, and we come from Liverpool. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. There you go, Dave. All right. You want a song, you got a song.
I got my song.
That's the song I sang at the stadium.
I'm kind of excited to watch a soccer match. That's like the first time in 3 years. When was the last World Cup? That's the only time I watch, but today I'm going to be tuning in and betting that plus 130 because that looks pretty nice.
That's a good game to be tuning into.
Very nice.
That's the first 15 minutes. We'll be back